Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into the absolute best gaming handhelds you can buy right now. The handheld gaming scene has exploded this year, and honestly, there's never been a better time to take your gaming on the go. Whether you're Team Nintendo, a PC gaming enthusiast, or somewhere in between, I've got you covered. We're going to break down 5 incredible devices that each excel in their own way, so by the end of this, you'll know exactly which one deserves your hard-earned cash. Let's jump right in. The Nintendo Switch 2 has finally arrived, and this thing is everything fans have been waiting for. Nintendo took everything that made the original Switch special and cranked it up several notches. We're talking about that same brilliant hybrid design, where you can seamlessly switch between handheld and docked play. But now, with serious hardware upgrades that bring it into the modern era. The Switch 2 launched in June 2025 and became Nintendo's fastest-selling console, moving over 3.5 million units in just 4 days. At the heart of this machine is a custom NVIDIA processor that brings ray tracing and DLSS upscaling to Nintendo games for the first time. The display has grown to 7.9 inches with a 1080p resolution and 120Hz refresh rate. When docked, you're getting 4K output at 60Hz for supported titles, which is a massive leap from the original. The Joy-Con 2 controllers attach magnetically instead of sliding on rails, which feels more secure. The sticks are larger and more comfortable, and they can now function as a mouse for supported games, opening up entirely new gameplay possibilities. Nintendo also finally added built-in voice chat with the Game Chat feature. Storage has been bumped to 256 gigabytes, expandable via microSD express cards. Battery life can range from 2 hours for a graphically intensive game to 6.5 hours for less demanding software, and the system supports backward compatibility with most original Switch games. Now here's the reality check. The Switch 2 retails for $450, or $500 if you grab the Mario Kart World Bundle. That's a $150 jump from the original Switch's launch price, and some Nintendo games are now hitting $70. The LCD screen, instead of OLED, might disappoint those who loved the Switch OLED model. But still, this is the handheld for dedicated Nintendo fans, families, and players who value hybrid play. If you've been holding on to your original Switch, the Switch 2 is an easy upgrade despite the higher cost. Next up is the Lenovo Legion Go S with SteamOS. It's something special, and here's why it matters. This is the first officially licensed handheld powered by SteamOS that isn't made by Valve. That's huge because it means you're getting that buttery smooth Steam Deck experience with all the compatibility and ease of use that comes with it, but in a completely different form factor with upgraded specs. The Legion Go S rocks an 8-inch 1920 by 1200 display with a 120Hz refresh rate, giving you more screen real estate than the Steam Deck and sharper visuals. Under the hood, you've got options. The base SteamOS model comes with AMD's Ryzen Z2 Go processor, but there's also a configuration with the beefier Ryzen Z1 Extreme if you want more raw power. RAM tops out at 32 gigabytes of LPDDR5X at 7500 MHz, and you can spec it with up to 1 terabyte of storage. The design is clean and ergonomic. Lenovo ditched the detachable controllers from the original Legion Go for a more traditional handheld layout with fused controls. You're getting Hall effect joysticks that virtually eliminate stick drift, and the build quality feels premium. The 55.5 watt-hour battery delivers about 1.5 to 2 hours of playtime for demanding AAA games and up to 4 to 6 hours for less intensive titles. It also supports fast charging, reaching 85% in roughly an hour. The real magic here is SteamOS. Cloud saves sync seamlessly. Remote play lets you stream from your PC, and you have direct access to your entire Steam library. It just works. The system delivers excellent performance, especially with the Z1 Extreme configuration. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Legion Go S with SteamOS comes at around $650 for the base model with the Z2 Go chip, and around $900 for the Z1 Extreme version. The base model also comes with only 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. The battery life is decent but not spectacular, and at 730 grams, extended play sessions can tire out your hands. Overall, this device is perfect for Steam library enthusiasts who want something with more power and a bigger screen than the Steam Deck, but still want that seamless SteamOS experience. The Asus ROG Ally X represents what happens when a manufacturer actually listens to feedback and fixes everything users complained about in the first generation. This isn't just an iterative update, it's a complete refinement of the Windows handheld formula. The ROG Ally X launched in July 2024 at $800 and has remained one of the most popular Windows handhelds on the market. At its core is the AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme, with its 8-core Zen 4 CPU and RDNA 3 graphics delivering 8.6 teraflops of performance. That's serious power for a handheld. The screen is a 7-inch IPS touchscreen with 1080p resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, and variable refresh rate support. Peak brightness hits 500 nits, and it's protected by Gorilla Glass. Asus has upgraded the RAM to 24 GB of LPDDR5X 7500, double what the original Ally had. And storage has been bumped to 1 TB using a standard M.22280 SSD that you can easily upgrade yourself. The biggest improvement is the battery. The Ally X packs an 80 watt-hour battery, significantly larger than the original's 40 watt-hour battery cell. Real-world testing shows you can get around 3 hours playing demanding titles and up to 5 to 6 hours with lighter indie games. The thermal design has been completely reworked with 3 exhaust vents and improved heat pipes that work in any orientation, keeping the system cool during intense gaming sessions. Windows 11 gives you access to everything: Xbox Game Pass, Steam, Epic Game Store, GOG, EA app. If it runs on Windows, it runs on the Ally X. The Armory Crate SE software has evolved into a genuinely useful game launcher and performance manager, though it's still not as seamless as Steam OS. The downsides are worth considering. Windows 11 feels awkward on a touchscreen handheld, and you'll occasionally find yourself fighting with the interface. The $800 price tag is a significant investment for a portable gaming device, and battery life, while improved, still drains faster than you'd hope during intense sessions. Still, this is the handheld for PC gamers who want Windows flexibility, Game Pass access, and the ability to play everything without compatibility concerns. The ROG Xbox Ally X is something entirely different from everything else on this list. It's a collaboration between Asus and Microsoft that launched in October 2025 at $1,000, bringing Xbox branding and integration to Windows handheld gaming in a way we haven't seen before. Under the hood sits AMD's Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme processor with Zen 5 architecture, RDNA 3.5 graphics, and up to 50 TOPS of NPU power for AI tasks. Performance is excellent, capable of running AAA titles at high settings. The 7-inch 1080p IPS display runs at 120 Hz with FreeSync Premium and 500 nits brightness. You're getting 24 GB of LPDDR5 RAM and 1 TB of storage on a standard M.22280 SSD, which you can upgrade. The 80 watt-hour battery provides 2 to 3 hours during intensive gaming and up to 6 to 7 hours with lighter titles. The design is where this device shines. The chassis features contoured grips inspired by Xbox wireless controllers, complete with impulse triggers that provide haptic feedback. There's a dedicated Xbox button, 2 assignable back buttons, and the whole thing weighs 678 grams with excellent weight distribution. It feels like an Xbox controller that grew into a handheld. The software integration is the real draw. The device boots directly into an Xbox-optimized full-screen interface that aggregates your game library from Xbox, Game Pass, Battle.net, Steam, and other PC stores. Everything's controller-friendly with minimal background processes eating resources. You get 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Premium included, Xbox Play Anywhere support for syncing saves between PC and console, and remote play for streaming from your Xbox console. But that price, $1,000. It's definitely on the pricey side. The display is still IPS instead of OLED, and a few users mentioned that the Xbox button occasionally doesn't respond properly to controller input. But overall, this handheld is designed for Xbox ecosystem loyalists and Game Pass subscribers who want portable access to their library with console-like simplicity. The Steam Deck OLED is still the king, and there's a reason it remains the handheld to beat. Available in 512 GB for $550 and 1 TB for around $750, Valve refined everything that made the original Steam Deck great and added one of the best displays in the handheld gaming space. The HDR OLED display is 7.4 inches with 1280 by 800 resolution, up to 90 Hz refresh rate, 1000 nits peak brightness in HDR mode, and less than 0.1 milliseconds response time. The difference between this and the LCD original is night and day. Colors pop, blacks are true blacks, and HDR content looks stunning. The custom AMD APU uses Zen 2 architecture with 4 cores running at 2.4 to 3.5 GHz, paired with RDNA 2 graphics. You're getting 16 GB of LPDDR5 RAM at 5500 megatransfers per second and either 512 GB or 1 TB of NVMe storage, which is expandable via a micro SD card. Battery life has increased 30 to 50% thanks to the larger battery, more efficient OLED panel, and APU. Real-world usage shows 3 hours in demanding games like Baldur's Gate 3 and up to 10 hours in 2D indie titles. The system also runs cooler with a bigger fan and updated thermals, weighs 30 grams less than the LCD model, and includes Wi-Fi 6E for download speeds up to 3 times faster. SteamOS 3.0 is the secret sauce that makes this device special. It's Linux-based but gaming-focused, with Proton compatibility software that lets you play the vast majority of Steam's library. The interface is wonderfully intuitive, placing every handheld function within a few clicks. The community support is incredible, with countless resources, tweaks, and solutions for any issue. Of course, it's not perfect. Performance doesn't quite match some of the newer Windows handhelds, and a few games still won't run because of anti-cheat or Linux quirks. Plus, the 800p screen resolution is a bit behind rivals that pack full 1080p displays. Still, the Steam Deck OLED hits that sweet spot. It's the best mix of price, performance, usability, and game library support you can get in a handheld right now. So, there you have it. The best gaming handhelds you can buy this year. Each of these devices brings something special to the table. Whether you're after the hybrid magic of the Nintendo Switch 2, the SteamOS freedom of the Lenovo Legion Go S, the Windows versatility of the Asus ROG Ally X, or the Xbox integration of the ROG Xbox Ally X, there's truly a handheld for every kind of gamer. And of course, the Steam Deck OLED still stands tall as the best all-around choice for most players. No matter your platform, budget, or playstyle, handheld gaming has never been this good. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to check out the links below for the latest prices and deals.